Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to SA Accounting Academy. Here's a short clip on one of our previous webinars. I hope that you really do enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm joking with this. As much as this time is difficult and stressful for all of us, welcome to my world. I tend to do most of my work remotely and work from home when I'm not doing live training. So it's been quite intriguing for me to see how everybody else is coping with the work from home. I hope you're all managing, and I'm looking forward to spending the next couple of hours with you and chatting about something that is relatively normal for us as opposed to all this other stuff that we're dealing with. I will be back on Thursday for those of you that want to join me. We'll be looking at legislation update. I'm going to be alternating with Letty every second month. So this is my first legislation update. And of course, I get the doozy of doing the April legislation update with COVID. Obviously lurking in our midst. So we're going to be discussing all things legislation on Thursday morning, an update for April. So I look forward to that with anticipation and trepidation. So yes, so this is just a quick sound check. Like I said, 5 minutes or so before we start. Good morning to everybody. It's good to see that you're all there and that you're all healthy, wealthy, I hope, and wise. And go grab that cup of coffee, grab your slippers, snuggle down with a blanket, and we'll start chatting in a couple of minutes. Good morning. Chris, you wouldn't have had sound because we did the sound check a few minutes ago, and I'm back to say hello to everybody again and to make sure everybody is well. We are due to start now, so I hope everybody is back and everybody is well. And you've got your coffee, you are warm and comfortable. And we have snow in the Berg, so I'm here sitting in the Midlands, in Hilton and Pietermaritzburg, feeling rather chilly. So I'm hoping everybody is good. Okay. So it's actually, I think, in some ways a relief to just talk about something other than coronavirus and lockdown and all of those things. We will be engaging and having a good, intense discussion about the state of all of that on Thursday's webinar. For those of you that haven't signed up for the legislation update, monthly legislation update, my first rodeo on that on Thursday. I'm so excited about it. The research has been fun. Today we are getting back to just what we do, and it's a really important topic today actually that we're looking at, because we're looking at independent review. Okay, I normally actually refer to independent reviews as, the session as rules of engagement. I've got various different sessions that I run with independent reviews, right down from today's session, which is a 2-hour session, right through to full day training sessions that I run with clients, because independent review is a misunderstood beast. Okay. Independent review is, it's that in-between child that people sometimes, they think it's easy, but it's not easy. There's a huge expectation gap in the market about what an independent review is and what is expected of it. There is it's been around surprisingly for 10 years already. Okay. But up until now, it hasn't, people are still trying to figure it out. And I was at a briefing and a discussion forum with URBA just before lockdown. And they were like, oh, yeah, but, independent review isn't such a big deal. And we all here in KZN sort of sat up and went, excuse me, say that again. And they're like, yeah, but not many people do independent reviews. And we're like, sorry, can you just say that again? And Bernard O'Gullis, who is the CEO of URBA, was quite taken back by the feedback that we gave him, to sort of say that, you know what, independent review is actually incredibly extensively utilized from not only the audit profession, but from general practitioners as well. And it may or may not be done correctly, and it may or may not be done correctly by the right professionals, to the right entities and the right way. So even though it's been going for 10 years that we've had this form of assurance available to us, it still needs to be discussed in quite a bit of detail, which is what we are here to do today. Okay, so by the end of today, I'm hoping that you will have an understanding of who can do independent reviews, who needs an independent review done, what are the issues around independent review, what makes them tricky, what makes them interesting, and whether or not it's for you to reflect on your practice, as well as depending on who you are and at what space you are at and where it fits in your life. Okay, I am taking that I have a fairly broad range of practitioners on board, so I'm very interested to know, and I will be looking at your questions, and we'll take a break around about 10 o'clock, just a comfort break so you can stretch and go grab yourself another cup of coffee, and I will have a look at the questions, and I am trying to go deal with questions as they come through at the same time. We only have 2 hours, which is fairly limited for this topic. I mean, like I said, I can go for days on this topic, but I need to cover all the big selling points of independent reviews. It's as a result of independent reviews being introduced 10 years ago that all the universities around the country really need to take their auditing signs off their walls and put up assurance instead. Okay, so before independent reviews came to our shores, we would talk about audit. Okay, and everything was audit this, audit that. With independent reviews being introduced, we now have a topic or a space of assurance. Okay, so you have assurance, and then there are different levels of assurance. Audit is the big brother of assurance. Audit is the most complete, comprehensive form of assurance. Then you have independent review. The two almost work like IFRS and IFRS for SMEs. One is obviously the full bang shoot, absolutely everything. Independent reviews is a lesser version. And then you'll get a third version of assurance, which is things like factual findings. Okay, so assurance is the reason I like the word assurance as well. It's very much there now. Everything's going to be okay. And there's a split and a break. There are accountants and there are assurance providers. Okay, accountants and bookkeepers, we take things from source documents to the general ledger, to trial balance, and prepare financial statements. That skill set and that service that you provide for your clients is very much on the director's team. Okay, you're assisting the directors to do what they need to do. And there comes a point that once the financial statements are drafted, you step over a line and then you get into the assurance space. Now, the assurance providers are looking at that set of financial statements and are turning around to the users and saying to the users of those financial statements, there, now, it's okay. Okay, they're offering reassurance to them at various different levels. Okay, and independent review is one of those assurance providers. They are not full audit, they are an assurance provider. Okay, so what I need you to understand from today's session is who has the authority to conduct this? What is this independent review thing? Okay, and then the levels of pre-engagement and planning, performing it, and finalization. So that's the way we're going to break it down. But to fully understand that there is a very big difference between an independent review and an audit. Okay, and compilation, people say to me, every single entity needs to draft a good set of financial statements. Every single entity will have to at some point draft a set of financial statements. Okay, so compilation is drafting of financial statements. Regardless as to the entity, whether you're a trust, a sole proprietor, partnership, company, CC, everybody needs to draft financial statements. Everybody needs to do compilation. Not everybody's going to have assurance on that. Okay. Not everybody's going to have an audit. So we really have to understand where they sit. the expectation gap is massive here, because sometimes your clients want an independent review where really they're thinking of a compilation. Sometimes they want an independent review and they're thinking it's a mini audit.
I hope that you enjoyed that video. For more of our webinar videos, go to www.accountingacademy.co.za. Thank you and have a lovely day.